Good morning, everyone. I'm Shadows Pub, and this is Pimp Your Post Thursday morning edition from the Ramble. Well, let's get pimpin'. Dreamy gets to pimp first.
Good morning, everybody. And as you all know, I am not posting, so I just find little things to pimp for other people for right now, just so I can hang out with you guys and enjoy the community. This next post just is proof that time flies when you're having fun. Hold on. Yes, this lady has been around for 3 years. Can't believe it. And it was really fun for me to go back and look at some of my older. Uh, I know who that is.
It's the lawyer.
To go back and look at. Oh, you know what? It might be. Oh no, it's not. I am actually expecting a lawyer. It was really fun for me to actually go back over some of my really old posts. The first one, no, not it wasn't the first one, but it was probably maybe the fourth or fifth one that I had written, and I was just going through and looking through some of those names of people that were around, and at the time I didn't know who she was, but of course going back and reading, oh, maybe it was last year when I did this, but I saw Shadow's name there, and that was really, really cool for me to see that, you know, when I went back and saw her name there, it was neat to see that one of my earliest posts, she had been encouraging me then as a newbie and enjoying what I had written. And she's been doing it ever since for a lot more newbies. And I think it's really cool to see this little uh, synopsis of the last 3 years. And I know everybody has different beliefs about what, they need to do. Stay here and fight for it or fight in other different ways. And I'm really proud of you, Shadows, for always um, standing up for what you believe in and being consistent and no matter what, supporting other people. I know that you've missed me, but as a friend, you supporting the way that I choose to fight this battle has been very important to me to know that you respect me and still welcome me whenever I get to come back and say hi to everybody. So everybody go say hi to that post and congratulate her and spread a little love to her. But make sure you don't hug her. The end.
So you really wanted to make sure you started this show off with my face matching my hair.
Yep. No better way.
That would be the gray part. Batman will be right back. He'll be fast because he doesn't want Dream to get cranky.
Cranky dreams are not fun.
Well, there was only one ring on the phone. You know, not bad.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I ended up um, putting you into a Steam at Ramble fairly early in your time on board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really funny experience. Because I hid for the longest time, and I'm like, nope, I'm good. No, come on in, Dream. Nope, I'm good. And then I finally did, and I broke the chat.
All right. Thank you, Dream. And Artemis, you're up.
I read this post this morning, kitty girl, and I literally was sitting staring at the stupid screen for 10 or 15 minutes just thinking. It's about personal, now I'm having a brain fart, personal responsibility, basically, and measuring success. Thanks for writing it.
So I had a DM from um, Surpassing Google the other night, and apparently he has given the tag Thoughtful Daily Post so that it's kind of like a trigger for the, is Marlians, they call it? That token that he's put out?
Yeah, I believe it is called Marlian.
So Thoughtful Daily Post is one of the tags that it will pick up on. So you should probably end up receiving some Marlians out of the upvotes on that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about his Marlians project though. What it was set up for. I know he's got a front end and a token, but I haven't seen anything defining what it is.
It's basically tokenizing ulogs. So he's kind of taken his ulogs project one more step. Why he didn't call his front end ulogs is beyond me.
Well, he already had a ulogs.org front end. I don't see why he would have to launch a new front end, but anyway.
Well, he operates in his own way. So I thought it was kind of neat of him to want to support the Thoughtful Daily Post by rewarding tokens when people voted on it.
You know, I bet you it probably would have just been easier for him to start over with that Marlians, because the ulogs front end was pretty, I think it was a little temperamental, and it already kind of had a structure. And I think from what I have peeked at, it looks like it's kind of like a Steemit clone, this Marlians. And I did wonder if he was actually naming it Marlian after Surfer Marley. I don't know why, but that was just in my head. Does anybody know that? If like what it is?
It's hard to tell. You know, he really cares about this platform and he really cares about the people on it. But it's hard to get a clear sense of what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree. I really do love his heart and I love his passion. But I think, yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes his ideas are so grandiose, it's kind of hard to nail it down to some simple, kind of concepts and something able to be, grasped easily and share with other people. It's just really, it's really kind of, well, grandiose, like I said,
Difficult to follow. But I think his heart's in the right place. I don't think, from what I've seen, I don't think he's self-serving.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting times. Thank you, Artemis. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Well, thank you for presenting my post, Artemis. That was the one I was going to share, so I had to go grab another one. But that's perfectly fine. We have a user in the Steam terminal who is fairly newish to the platform. I forget how long he's been here. He may have actually been here quite a few months, but he's kind of new and learning about the platform. And he decided to launch a contest. And I thought it was really cool. Now, the prizes in this contest are very small because his account is rather small. So he's only giving away, a tenth of a Steam or whatever, than some of the prizes, giving away some PAL, whatnot. But, for folks that are really new to the platform and are trying to grow their accounts, I think it's really a good thing. And he is having a blast doing this contest. So if you know any folks that are new to the platform, and I thought maybe Welcome Wagon might want to tell your people about this too, that it's real easy to do the contest. You just go to his post, which he does one daily. You pick a number off the wheel, and it's like a number from 1 to 14 because he's got 14 slices of pie there. They pick a number, post it in a comment, and then once a day he spins the wheel, which is actually coming into the Steam terminal, and he runs the Tatsumaki dice command.
And I think it's Bluefin up next. Go for it, Blue.
And how convenient. This is actually a old picture, but it's a little discussion I had about my last few hours yesterday. My storms were all day. They would roll in with literal sideways rain, running around, closing all the windows. Yeah, this is not the lightning shot. This is from the same storm, but just before the lightning. They came from that upper swirl cloud that went through that pointy part in the lower shelf cloud and then hit the water. The lightning photo was, I shipped that to Safi. She actually liked that. I printed it out as 24 by 36 and sent that to her.
I remember that lightning one. That was a good one.
Yeah, but so I'm glad I wasn't outside taking pictures yesterday of the lightning. One shot we had was so loud. My room lit up so bright, the office here, and the lightning hit at the same time. It was that close. I left the office for a sec, went out and just check on everything, and there are cats who never sit and squish against each other, and they were both wrapped around each other in the hallway. And they followed me into the office until the next lightning bolt, and they were like, yep, screw that. We're out of here. We're back to the quiet hallway.
Yeah, that would have been worse than fireworks, I would expect.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely worse than that. Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's
You
sort of...
You must have wondered what was blowing up when the room lit up the way it did.
Well, I honestly think I haven't driven out this morning. I probably will after PYPT, but I honestly think that somebody or something, some tree or something, in either the next street over or down the end of one side of this street or the other, or somebody got hit. It was that close. Had to have been that close.
Wow. Yeah, I don't mind. Well, I don't really love the lightning shows between the clouds, but when I see it coming down towards the ground, it's like, get me out of here.
Normally it's not a thing, but it was just so loud, very painful.
Yep.
And then that went on all night, off and on all night. We just had lines of storms, and they were light rain to somebody throws a switch and you couldn't see a foot in front of you, sideways rain.
So hopefully it's blown itself out for a day or two?
I think so. I haven't been on to see.
I guess you'll find out over the course of the day. Hopefully you don't get any more of it today, and then you can enjoy both of the PYPTs.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you, Blue. Dream, you're back.
Yeah, this one, it's not really necessary for anybody to go upvote it, or you could leave comments, though. That would be kind of fun. But this was just something that I wanted to recognize. Right before I left Steam, I had offered to do something, and when I was leaving, people asked me if I still was considering it. Since I said I was going to, I decided I would. So this is a post of the Dream Savings Fund. And yeah, we have, I think, 7 or 8 people who are contributing to it. And the intent is to set aside some steam so that when the Block Party 2 comes around for the Alliance, we can all pull some money back out and attend the Block Party. So even if people aren't going to attend the Block Party, they're just using it as just a little savings fund. So it's been doing really well. And in 6 weeks, we actually became minnows. And now we're over minnows. I think it's at 647 steam, which is moving along quite nicely. So yeah, it's been neat. It's been fun. I just do a report post once a week. So you could just drop a comment and say congratulations or something. Don't upvote it. It's not necessary. just wanted to recognize our movement in this. So.
Yeah, don't forget to leave the comments because you want to get the shade.
Oh yeah, leave the comments for the shade.
And don't forget to mention PYPT when you leave the comment so that it can be found. So yeah, this is kind of a cool thing to do, and as Dream said, even if you end up not going to the block party, which if you probably should, around the time of the block party next year, you'll have a chunk of steam in there that you can either pull out and use for some project or power up if you're not going. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, and I will say, I do like a little incentive every week. Everybody who donates at least 10 Steam, deposits in their own account, in the Dream Savings Fund, but actually going to their account. Anybody who does gets entered into a drawing, and whoever wins, I give them $5. I do not give the $5 unless you go to the block party. So you do at the end. If you just pull your Steam out, then it's fine. You get your Steam. But if you end up going to the block party, then that's just a little extra bonus that you get for the block party, and you can take me out for a drink.
Dreamy says she was matching her savings. Good luck on that.
No, but what I do, since I don't post anymore, I've actually put in like half the amount there, and so everybody who's in there is getting 100% upvotes from that account, and so I don't get upvotes for the account, so I just disperse my upvote that way. I just kind of give it to other people. So yeah.
Now, the income that the account earns through upvotes, when you split that out, is it going to the people that don't go to the block party?
Yeah, I just figured, just to keep it easy, whoever has been doing a part, being a part of it, since we've all been benefiting together by, growing the account, I just figured might as well just, disperse it back. And I'm not going to do like, oh, well, you put in, 10% of it and you put in 20% of it, so you're going to get 20% back. I just told everybody from the beginning, whatever we gain from it, which I think is up to 9.5 Steam that we've gained from it. By the time that we pull it out, I'm just going to literally go, how many people are in here? And, just divide it equally. Probably not anybody that joins the last week. I guess I should probably make some kind of distinction there, but maybe anybody who has, deposited at least, half the time will get, just an equal portion. It just seems easier that way. And it's just for fun, really. Just always looking to just kind of keep giving back.
So there's a group that meets for cards every week, and they throw in, I don't know, it's $2 or $3 every week that gets used for a Christmas luncheon at Christmas time. And the way that the woman who runs that works it is, if you have not been contributing prior to, and I think it's the end of September, you pay for your own Christmas lunch. So that way there isn't people kind of coming in at the last minute that haven't really contributed towards the meal.
Yeah, figure out a way to.
Yeah, kind of set it
drop
dead.
So we don't have people like Frank adding 1 Steam and taking out 5.
He says that's not going to appreciate enough to make overseas travel for the party. Yeah, unless Steam starts moving up. Although by the time that rolls around, if this bull run on Bitcoin gets firmly enough established, it may actually be into the altcoins run at that point. It seems to be what's going to be needed is Bitcoin's going to have to go up considerably before the alts start moving with.
And I just keep saying, wouldn't that be just crazy if, by the time the block party rolls around, it's kicked up a few, dollars, and all of a sudden we have, this account that we just been putting in $2 basically, of steam each week, and it ends up being like a nice little, pocket change. That would be really fun.
It would be. Yeah, it went down to 20 cents yesterday, kitty girl. I suspect it's going to go lower yet. I suspect that there's going to be a lot of factors going on that's going to take it down a little bit more yet. Who knows? We may see that historic 7 cents. Another alert for shark at the beach. Where's Jeff? Did he go back there?
No, but they're. I mean, that happens all the time. That's
Yeah.
what happens. We just get sharks on our beach.
Do they not know it's your beach?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
On the picture, it's somewhere right around where it says Domes Stack, Stone Tower, all that. That's the beach.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess they're not going to get you today.
No, unlikely. If they can, that would be impressive because I'm inland enough today.
Perfect. Okay, Artemis, you're up.
Oh, sorry, just
It's getting darker out there.
so this is my closet that I needed to organize and build shelves in, but I wanted to make sure I used recycled materials. I don't know why I haven't done it before. I've just looked at it and went, damn. So I finally got.
We lost you. Finally got.
I just said I finally got at it, and as Dream would say, the end.
And can you recycle fabric up there?
You mean at a recycling plant? No, but to
Okay.
give it away to people, yes.
Our local composter allows us to send fabric to the composting.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if ours does. I really don't know. We don't actually, in London, we don't have composting, but they're supposed to be implementing it next year. They do in St. Thomas, which is a smaller.
So we have as you know, my wife does interior design, and so we probably have 2 or 3 hefty trash bags of fabric a week. And as long as you put them out and mark it as fabric, they put it separately in their compost truck, and when they pick up once a week, and then they that helps. They make a little hash mark on your amount that you're turning in, and that helps us get more good black earth, good soil in the spring when they come back with their dump truck.
This sounds crazy, and I know it's labor intensive, but there's a lot of quilters out there with a lot of money to spend. If you cut it up into 6-inch squares, you could sell that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to tell my wife what to do.
Guess we'll end up cutting it into 6-inch squares.
Sorry, Blue. I was just picturing you up in her shop with a cut.
Yeah, no.
So the recycling in this area, you can put bags of used clothing into the recycling, not at the curb, but you can take them to the landfill and put them in, and they've got to be in a bag of their own. And those go in at no charge, which means they're doing something with them, because you pay for anything that doesn't go in at no charge, obviously.
Is that store in Covert still open called Beyond the Blue Box?
Yes. Yeah, it is. And they're bringing in the compost boxes this year in September. All right, Artemis. So now that you've got that cupboard all organized, and is this you coming out of the closet or what?
This is me coming out of the closet.
Now we know. All right. Okay. Frank, are you present? And Sargento, are you present? And there's somebody named FMBS25 who I've never even seen in the channel, so I would say that's a non-present. Yeah, right. Proof, Dream. Proof.
Yes, FMBS is a Powerhouse Creatives person who just joined the server a couple of days ago and probably didn't know she had to be here to win.
Ah, okay. So those two, Frank and Sargento, have earned 1 Steam Basic Income each. I'm not going to make you share it. Okay, on. I'm trying to remember how to pronounce that now.
Ange. It's
Ange,
okay,
yes.
like either way. See.
Kind of like
Yeah.
orange.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
And you're up. As
Yeah.
in, it's your turn to post. It's your turn to share a post.
Okay, so this every first is
Oops,
an event.
You got a little
where,
robotic
like,
there. Try that again.
Okay, so every first Friday of every August, there's like this traditional event. Since it's been like that for at least 1,000 years. Like the first crops, it's a holiday, and then like we have to enjoy like the crops with families and friends. So this is my post about that. I actually went there like last week right after the PYPT show. That's where I was going. My friend had organized something, so I made a post about it, and then I related it to investing in crypto, or at least I tried. I hope you guys enjoy.
So your Friday was a holiday, and our Monday was a holiday. I guess that first weekend in August is popular.
Yeah, that's dope. Like, what was your holiday about?
So I'm gonna ask you a question about your tags, Anj. I'm trying
My
to.
what?
I saw you used the tag Steam Leo. How did you turn that into an investment post?
Because like it's about investing the yield. So I was saying like, although like I was, like since I've been on Steam, I've never actually like cashed out any Steam. So like I'm gonna suffer for as long as it takes, but hopefully one day like I'll be able to like have enough to just live off those yields, live off the stake. So that's more or less what I did. I probably did something more like, but like right now.
So
There's quite a bit in the post about his investment strategy and him what he's doing.
Some crazy gains I had made.
And I saw that as I scrolled down a little bit further. But Frank, this is where we get some gray areas where it comes to Creative Coin. Where he gets it, the Creative Coin on that is he's written here kind of in story form, and what he's written is true, and it's his own personal experience. So that is what is called creative nonfiction. I know there's a few people that don't quite get the concept of creative nonfiction. It is very much a legitimate genre. Think of people like the writings of Virginia Woolf, uh, Truman Capote in his novel In Cold Blood. That's a creative nonfiction.
So, Anj, a question. Kitty is asking, what is the JJM tag?
Isn't Jom the reggae?
No, like,
Possibly.
oh no, that's Jam. Like, JJM is like there's this Korean community. To be honest, I'm not even too sure what it's about, but like, if you bought like 100 of their tokens, they give you one upvote per day. So like, you should put it in, yeah. And then like, I don't know if you've heard of the AAA token. It's also by them. So if at the time if you bought like some JJM tokens, they would airdrop.
So one of the things that we've got to get used to doing here is that you don't use tags just for the sake of using tags. So you
That's the
really,
thing. Like that's the thing. Like if you bought like the tokens, like I'm on the list. I even got the upvote, so like it was in the rules. Like if you have bought 100 coins, you get one upvote per day. So there is no spamming there.
okay. The
Yeah.
JAHM one is it's a reggae Jamaican based token. I really don't know how
No,
it's being used.
no, Jam, JAHM, that's the reggae. JJM is the Korean one.
Yeah,
But
but
I use both on it, so.
she also asked about the JAHM.
Oh, the JHM, it's more about reggae, but it's also about good vibes. So like, the reason I put it there is like it was about like also partying, good food, good drinks, culture things. So like, it's also part of what the reggae team. The platform is called reggae team. That's what they want. Like they want culture, food, reggae music, vibes. So
Yeah, we're almost going to need the directory of tokens to know what's for what.
for
All right, thank you, Anj. And Kitty Girl, you're up.
Okay, thanks for explaining what those tags were. I do appreciate that. Well, I did something rather unusual this week. I have not yet used the Creative Coin tag, and people kept telling me, you need to do something with that. So what I did was I took one of my old barn photos and processed it in what I think is an artistic way. And then I wrote a poem to go along with it. And it was kind of funny. I noticed that Artemis made a comment on my post that it reminded her, gave her visions of Little House on the Prairie when she was reading the poem. And that is exactly what was going through my head as I wrote the poem. And that's really funny that she said that. I love that. So there's my very first Creative Coin post. Another part of my old barn project and a little ditty of a poem.
So one of the early decisions that was made for Creative Coin was the thoughtful daily post. As long as it's, if you're using, say, a quote and you write a reflection on it, that can go under Creative Coin. That's creative nonfiction.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to run out of old barn photos anytime soon. I've got over 300, and this is just number 46. So I've got quite a few more to go. But I've really been enjoying the new processing that I'm doing on these. I think it looks a whole lot better than the earlier old barn photos I was posting.
yeah, there's an interesting effect. By the way, it's thunder and lightning here, so if I disappear, that's storm.
Okay, if you disappear, we'll carry on, but we do hope you will stay.
So Frank is still here. Bluefin looks as though either his connection has crashed or his Discord, so I'm going to credit him with being present because I know the trouble that he has with Discord. Yeah, double whammy so far today, Frank. Okay, Dreams Team. You're probably going to be able to post with it.
Did I put my thing back in?
I've got you on the list. Maybe it was Artemis that
Maybe
I
it
should
was
have put in.
Artemis that I should have put in.
Yeah, I think so. I think I was not back in.
Okay, Artemis. And by the way, Artemis is last on the list, so hint, hint.
Speaking of brain farts, Woody wrote this poem, and it's kind of how my brain works sometimes. You guys should check it out. It's pretty good.
That could be scary. Checking out Artemis's brain.
It is a little scary.
There we go. What more could we want? We now know what Artemis's brain is, and it's right in there along with Engine. That'll be one benefit to the kids going back to school. We should get Engine back a little bit more in the mornings.
Yeah, that would be nice to see him again in the mornings as well.
And maybe Katrina. Are her boys in school yet?
No, they're too young. They're only 4. I guess they'll turn 5 sometime this year.
She's in BC. They have JK in BC, don't they, Artemis?
I think so.
Yeah. So they may be starting.
What is JK?
Junior kindergarten.
Oh, junior kindergarten. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We call that preschool down here. I think JK makes a lot more.
I always thought junior kindergarten was a little crazy because I always thought of kindergarten as being like, junior school.
It's kind of just glorified daycare.
Yeah, basically. Give it time, they'll have kids in school at 2.
But it does socialize them at an early age, so there's got to be benefits to that.
True. And, kids are exposed to stuff. They're starting to learn stuff. You might as well be taking advantage of it. Yeah, earlier peer pressure. The parents have less time to be able to teach them not to give in to peer pressure. Okay, kitty girl, go for it.
Well, I really thought Ren, Cross County Travelers, was going to be back today, but she's not here. She told me a couple hours ago in Steam Terminal she was going to try to be here, but she is doing a little bit better with her knee. She actually was able to walk on a real path the other day. She only went about a quarter of a mile before her knee gave out, and it's hurting her today, but she is making some progress with that knee. But since she's not here, I thought I'd share this. This is the Redfish Rally, and I don't know why it's not posting the link. There it goes. It just took it a minute. The Redfish Rally is a contest that we are running in Steam Terminal. It was conceived by Ren and Medro Martin, our official greeter. And what they do is they go in at the beginning of each month and take the people that want to participate. They look at the reputation score, look at how much Steam power is in their wallet, and how often they're posting and so forth, and they take these numbers down. Then at the end of the month, they look at all of the numbers again to see how the people have progressed. And the plankton that progresses the most, they pick 3. Those 3 will get a delegation. The top one gets 75% or 75 SP delegated for a month. The second place gets 50. The third place gets 25. And that's just to help them grow their accounts. So it's basically looking at who's trying hard, who's posting a lot, who's powering up their rewards and so forth, and giving them a little extra boost. So yeah, Redfish Rally, if you run across any plankton on the platform that need a little bit of help, need a little bit of extra delegation or whatever to get them going, please send them our way and tell them to mention Redfish Rally when they join the server, and we'll get them directed to the proper place. So, yeah, that's our new.
That should be interesting. Gives them a bit of a chance to get up and rolling. And that's definitely going to be needed.
Well, there are several people coming into Steam Terminal complaining that they don't have enough resource credits to post or comment on a regular basis, and we've been trying to help them by giving them some delegation. I've been giving out 50 SP chunks to the new users for quite a while now to kind of help them along. But this is in addition to that. They can win an extra delegation if they participate in trying hard.
Yeah, the ones that are a little bit more active, that's a good thing that they pick up a little bit more ability to continue being active.
Absolutely, a little bit of incentive can go a long way.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see how things shake out after the 27th.
Yeah, I know. I think that's got everybody's stomachs in a twist.
So, one thing that we need to kind of keep in mind is that we're actually going back towards where the reward earnings were when the platform first started. Because when the platform first started, they had that super linear reward curve, which was completely in favor of the richer ones. So they're moving it up away from the linear, but they're not going fully up to the super linear. Yeah, I'm aware of that, Frank, which is exactly where I was going with it. But at the same time, it starts out on the super linear and then comes back into the linear. So it's going to have an impact, but it's actually a little bit back towards where we came from. My big concern is the way they're hyping up the downvotes. I was neutral on these downvotes until I saw the way they're being hyped up. Because, you hype something up and make it look like it's all that good to do, and you're going to have somebody, particularly some of these idiots that are already doing downvoting, get even worse. They're not going to be doing it because of the quality of the post. They're just going to be indiscriminately hitting. Exactly. They absolutely do. And this encouraging it, as far as I'm concerned, is dangerous.
Well, given human nature, I don't know if we will ever reach a point where we have all the rules in place on the blockchain so that there won't be any negative behavior of any kind. I
I
think
agree.
there's always going to be something there. It's like whack-a-mole. We work on the self votes and we get that fixed, and we work on the spam and we get that fixed, and we work on this and we get that fixed, but then something else pops up over here. It's crazy.
Well, we haven't really fixed anything. We've diminished some of it. We haven't really fixed it.
True. Good point.
What I'm waiting to see, and I'm not holding my breath, as much as I like blue, I don't like, being the color blue. I'm waiting to see these guys undelegate their delegations that are making them this passive income and actually going and doing curation like they claimed they would. Not holding my breath. That was supposed to be the big purpose behind the 50-50, was more people go do it. Exactly, Sarge.
Well, that Boosta, that was, he's been downvoting a lot of stuff that just, his own, I mean, you could say it's his own opinion, but the stuff that he's downvoting isn't worth, taking away $4 from a post, in my opinion. And that's what it's all about. Your opinion. It's your stake. It's your vote to do whatever you want. But I think a lot of people would probably share that opinion that it's just done to be a bully. And so I went to his site, his post, And all of the posts that he's putting up are just ridiculous one sentence posts that are really, negative and insightful. I'm sorry, incendiary, not insightful. And he's upvoting himself for $8. So it's like you have another Hagen, that's kind of, and I think more of them are going to come out. And the sad thing is, there's no actual incentive for large stakeholders to be upvoting quality content, because they make the same amount of money on their own curation rewards, relatively speaking, if they upvote shit posts or they upvote good quality. So there's no incentive for them to actually use their votes in a good way.
Yeah. And I'm really concerned that there's a lot of the small people are going to get hit with these random downvotes because they know better than going after the big guys.
That's exactly what did happen. It was a brand new user, Reputation44, did, in my opinion, a really nice post, posted, their drawing and showed how they were doing it. And it wasn't extensive, but Acidio gave him a $3.80 upvote, and Booster came by and just negated it all down to 17 cents. So it's like, I mean, what are you going to do? Justine actually went back and explained what happened. She got somebody to come in and upvote again. I think it was GTG, and raised it back up again. But you're not going to be able to find everybody that's happening to and go negate that. And people with large, accounts aren't going to be able to come in and save the day every time you have somebody do that. You're going to have a lot of new users that have no idea what's going on. They don't know they've offended anybody, and they come in, they're excited because they got a big upvote from a whale, and then another whale comes in and negates it all just because they can, and it's just, does it happen all the time? I'm sure it doesn't, but I think it's going to start happening more often.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I've got some concerns about this, the downvoting more than anything. The curation rewards, I think we could probably live with, because that's kind of moving back a little bit towards where we started. But this, hyping the downvoting, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah, and Freedom Point, the sad thing was that this wasn't even emotional voting. This was just someone following another whale vote and negating everything that he did. It's just, this is what happened, back in the beginning of 2018, when we had those huge, remember when everybody was, delegating their power to these one accounts that would come in and save the day? But it's it just ends up being these huge whale wars, and it just leaves a lot of aggression and negativity, and people get very discouraged, and they end up leaving because they think, I can't fight this, and I don't even know what I'm getting involved in. I came, I just wrote a post, and here I'm in the middle of some weird war, and it's very discouraging for the new user, I think.
Well, prior to the linear curve coming in, actually Acidio was involved in this, and Smooth and a few others. They collectively agreed. They set an arbitrary level of megavests that could be applied on an upvote. And if a whale came along and upvoted somebody's post and it went over that level, they would come along and they would downvote it. And then, of course, they had a couple of whale wars going on between the ones that wanted to use their stake accordingly, and the other ones who are going, no, you can use your stake any way you want, but we're going to counter it. And it was a mess. So I would suspect there's going to be some chaos, at least for a while. A few people are going to get tired of it after a while and stop doing it. And there will others that will continue on. And this whole idea that, we need to organize people to counter it. Shouldn't have to. All right. We killed enough time. Wes is ready. All right. Go ahead, Dream.
Well, I was just going to agree with you that I think, when you have these organized, groups that have to, I totally agree. You shouldn't have to do that. And in the meantime, you have a lot of people that are just going to go, this is not what I thought. I'm out, I'm done. And there's nothing being done to actually protect those users. And I think it's kind of just like, oh, well, it'll all balance out. And if they leave, they leave. But it's like, it's so sad because it's like, it doesn't have to be that way, But anyway, no more for me.
Taskmaster in a post the other day talked about the bad reputation that Steam has in a lot of crypto circles. And this type of free-for-all is not going to help that reputation one little bit. However, having said that, I was looking at Narrative the other day, which is a platform that I've been a member on, but I haven't really utilized. Just more to see what they were doing, because they kind of basically said that they were specifically not going to be Steam it. And I've noticed that there is a lot of discontent over there about curation rewards. I think they call it narrative rewards or something. And a lot of kind of infighting sort of thing. So, people are going to people. Let's all go with Jerry over to Waku. Yeah, right. That means it's a good place to stay away from. Okay, Wes, what do you got for us?
Voltron.
Lego.
This is Benjamin Flanagan. I interact with him, met him in the Healthy community, and his son just, I think, I'm not 100% up on the information, I'm sorry, but I thought it was really cool, and I guess he said his son thought it was really cool that everybody, wow, people paid attention to a post I put up, so I was trying to hurry and get out here and get my big boy, panties on and take my meds and share this with you.
Well, I'm glad to see it, and that looks like a pretty cool little post there. I know you've been struggling, so it's good to see you on.
Day by day, right?
You betcha.
There you go. Thank you.
Good stuff. So we were talking earlier there, Wes. Apparently, the new Marlians token that Surpassing Google put out, apparently he set the tag Thoughtful Daily Post as one that can earn the Marlians, from what I understood in a conversation I had with him the other night.
I saw something about that, and with all this, excuse me, going on, I was like, was I saying things, or I needed to look more into that? And lo and behold, here I am.
Well, when he mentioned it to me, I told him, I says, Wes Philbin actually started that. And he says, yes, he'd messaged you. So that was probably what you had seen.
Okay, cool. Like you guys were just talking before I put that up, I don't want to get caught in the middle of any all that hullabaloo. We had that one fellow from Steam Terminal, that Look Please, got caught, and he didn't help. He kind of fueled the fire. I saw his point and I agreed with him, but sometimes you gotta. It's like the Kenny Rogers song, know when to hold up, when to go away or whatever.
What was it he got caught on?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I think it's just that he had either interacted with or commented on a Bernie thing or something, I think, and Coin got a hold of him and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all he did was he asked a question, and Coin Instant just jumped all over him and was saying, well, if you're going to comment on Bernie's post and you're asking stupid questions, I'm going to downvote you. And it just turned into a big flame war from there. It's crazy.
So, Swalker, Shane, Bernie, and the Marky Mark. anyone who commented on their posts, Coin Instant and his alts went after, and he's got about 3 or 4 alts. You know, he's one of the idiots that I look at and think, yeah, free downvotes are a good thing. What could go wrong? So I don't know whether Coin Instant is still at it or not. Somebody told me that he was powering down, so let's hope. Hey, Zeke.
What is up?
Yeah, made it in.
Yeah.
Kitty girl, go for it. Buy Coin Instant, Philippe? Yeah. The good part of it is most of his downvotes really don't have any value to, but they're a pain in the neck.
Yeah, it's like a mosquito bite. It's
Yeah.
not terribly bad, but enough of them kind of get.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you go onto your post and there's your comment has been grayed out.
Well, I'm going to bring a little bit of beauty, I hope, to everyone's lives by sharing this double daylily post. Daylily is a fairly common flower, at least in the southeastern U.S. They bloom in the ditches, even beside the roads. Most of the daylilies that you see along the roadsides, though, are just single daylilies. They've got what looks to be 6 petals. It's actually 3 sepals and 3 petals, but they look so much alike it's hard to tell them apart. But the ones that I've got in the yard are doubles, and they have a second row of petals above the others, and they are just so beautiful. And I did the same processing on this photo that I have been doing on my old barn photos, and I'll post here in the chat 2 photos side by side. The one on the left is my original shot straight out of the camera, and the shot on the right is the edited version. And I think the photo on the left is pretty, but I just thought that the extra artistic effect I added to it on the right, would enhance the colors a little bit more. I don't know. If anybody thinks that the original looks better than the enhanced, let me know. Maybe I'll start using the originals again. But anyway, yeah, a little beauty in everybody's life. I hope by seeing these pretty flowers.
Well, it's always in the eye of the beholder anyways. There you go.
Say that again. Say that again, Shadow.
I said it's always in the eye of the beholder anyways. And Dreamsteam beholds both of them. She likes them both.
Okay, cool.
Philippe likes the one on the right. Tiger lilies. Those I have.
Yeah, those are not tiger lilies. Tiger lily is a different one. This is just a daylily, but it's a double daylily, though.
So, my husband was Irish, South Irish, and apparently his father had a friend who was North Ireland. And of course, this all took place in Toronto. So what the two of them would do is on July the 12th, my husband's father would take a tiger lily to his Protestant friend. And on July the 12th, a clover went to the Protestant friend. And on St. Patrick's Day, the Protestant friend took tiger lily to the Catholic friend. And the two of them did it for years. It was a bit
that's really cool.
It was a bit of a mutual stab at the nonsense of it. Ren has joined us. And you're up, Ren.
Oh, hang on. I was just getting.
So you might want to warn her that you've already done the rally one.
I was just about to do that. Yes, I shared the Redfish rally a few minutes ago. But if you wanted to say anything more about it, Ren, you're welcome.
No, I'm sure you covered it all. I'm just now getting the Hall of Famer on there. It was DK. She did such a good job. I mean, she had over 1,000 posts, and that was posting and commenting, and that's really good for a new person. Ooh, those are pretty.
So DK does pretty much one a day posts.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing, and I'm trying to get back up to where I was. So just know that registration it closes on Sunday, and if you know anybody that has a reputation below 53 and below, and they have less than 100 SP, and they need that delegation, we would be more than happy for them to register. Just either get them to the Steam Terminal server or to comment on that post about the rally for this month.
Okay. Did you have another post you wanted to present?
Not yet.
So I'm going to remind everyone, because there's the odd one in here that maybe doesn't remember or doesn't know. The posts that are presented here today win 2 shade. If you present somebody else's, you get 2 shade. If you go to their post and tell them that you presented it on PYPT, you get another 2 shade. And everybody should go to everybody's posts and make comments and earn another shade each. And don't forget to mention PYPT. Yeah, group hug for everybody but the leader.
Yeah, if there's anybody here who doesn't have any shade, there's so many ways to earn. It's your own fault,
So I've also set up, I should say, a burn for the shade token. At the end of this month, the prizes that are won, and the prizes are dependent on how many shade that people have earned over the course of the month. The shade that is won, an equal amount will also be burnt. So we've got that started and underway. All right, Anj, you are up.
Is that the first burning of shade?
Yes. There maybe be some other ways coming along yet, but that's a start.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that it makes those tokens go away, and over a period of time, it increases the scarcity of the token. That's the whole idea.
Gosh.
Okay, Anj, are you still with us? Did we lose him? You dropped your icon to do a post.
Yes, I was talking to him about the tokens in DM, so he's here.
Okay. So go ahead and present your post. I see him typing. He's typing up a storm there. Oh, talk not work. Give you a few seconds. Okay, so I'll let Zeke go ahead, and hopefully you'll be okay once Zeke finishes.
All right. Trying to figure out. I've got 2 of them. I guess I'll start one because you had just talked about shade.
Okay.
And this is kind of all right. So this post is not anything to do with shade at all, but it reminded me of the of it, and I'll get to that in a second. But I participate in Detlev's Beer Saturday challenge, and snap pictures of the beers that I have and give some reviews and share some of my beer adventure. And then so this is something I regularly do. So if you're a fan of beer, then maybe give me a follow and we can talk about our brews and have a social drink on the blockchain. But um, Detlev has a beer token. And yeah, and you've been involved with that, Shadows. I think we'd
Yep.
talked with him before.
Yeah,
And what he's done.
we did in our Steam in his Discord.
That's right. That's right. So, and to me, Shade and Steam, they're fun, they're social. It's, really, it's neat stuff. I kind of compared the two. It's his and it's ours. But what he's doing and what he's doing with the community is making it so that it can be stakeable and building a community. And instead of footing the bill, which is a rather large bill, as you know, he is turning to crowdfunding the stakeability of it. So I was thinking, well, and I threw him some steam because I think it's fun, and I like to post about beer as well, and I met some really neat Steamians about that. But if it might be something to consider for Shade as well, because you've got a ton of people that hold Shade, and would probably help with the if you were interested at all in having it stakeable. Then I thought, you know what, maybe we should talk about that, and I would definitely help you out if that's something that you're willing to.
I hadn't really thought too much as far as the staking goes. Part of it is I'm waiting to see what the SMTs bring in.
Yes.
Yeah, and it looks as though there's going to be a minimum viable product in testnet by the end of September. So it's probably not too long before we see SMTs.
Yeah, that will be a disruptor of some sort, won't it?
It's going to be interesting to see what the differences between the two systems are.
Yeah, good call. Okay.
Well, that brings up a question I've got for Zeke, if I may ask it.
Sure.
From a user standpoint, a holder of tokens, I realize what staking means. It means that I'm putting that token away, locking it up in a safe where I can't use it as proof that I believe in the token, I believe what's going on, and I'm investing just like buying stock, kind of like is what staking is from a user standpoint. But what is staking from the back end side? Like, what do you have to do on Steam Engine or some other site to enable staking? What does it mean from the back end view?
And I think that's probably a Shadows Pub question.
Well, I do know that, yeah, there's 1,000 ENGs have to be paid to enable the staking. Once you enable the staking, I believe that's the point that you can actually attach it to a tag, so that when you've got, 1,000 shades staked, and you vote on say PYPT tag, then it would be able to earn more, similar to the way the Steam functions.
Oh, so it's like they have to enable a dividend payout as well as associating it with it.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay, cool. All right.
I have a fairly substantial stake with Creative Coin because I'm one of their curators. So when I upvote, because I have it staked, I'm earning additional and you're receiving some.
Well, I guess if I'd have thought through the stock analogy a little bit further, I would have come to that conclusion, but I didn't. So thank you for.
Yes, it does make the dumping of tokens a little bit harder, a little bit more investing. In fact, some of the, yeah, I think, pardon me, all of my Creative Coin airdrop has been staked. Instead of just airdropping it and leaving it for me to stake it, it arrives that way. And I believe that I think they're doing that with all of them right now.
Well, I had put in a request a while back for that to happen. I didn't realize that they had actually implemented it yet. That's really cool. I never received a reply to the comment that I left about it, suggesting
What was it you suggested?
that tokens come in staked, that we don't have to claim them, that they're just, for we could pick a coin that we want to automatically claim and stake, and it just happens, without our having to do.
Yeah, they're doing it with airdrops. Some of the airdrops.
Sweet. So they listened to what I said. They just didn't reply. Okay.
Well, it's up to the individual token holder. So it's maybe there as an option, but I think that option was probably already there, because I know my original Creative Coin stake arrived staked where everybody else's was arriving, that they could do with it as they please.
Yeah, I appreciate all the tokens I get, but for those like PAL and Creative Coin that I always want to go in and claim and then go in and stake them, it was just, so many steps to go through.
Well, you still have to do that.
Oh, well, that was my suggestion, was for me to have it an option to set up where Creative Coin or PAL or whatever I wanted would automatically be claimed and staked without my having.
That's not there yet. No, this
is okay. Well, hopefully it'll come.
This is where the token holders are doing the airdrops with them already staked. And
well, that's a step in the right direction, so that's good.
What is the bot that does that for you, Frank? Is that the one that Holger every now and again posts about? Because he puts up posts about these commands that you can send the bot, and I'm looking at the post and going, what bot? He didn't use it. Yes, Dream is the largest stakeholder outside of the Shade accounts. And I think Engine's right behind you, isn't he?
He is, and I'm ahead of him, so there you go.
He was trying to catch up to you.
Yeah, he was desperately trying to catch up, but he's got to wait.
And then I think let's see, where he's at 2,000, I'm at 5,000. As soon as I saw him try to creep up, I'm like, nope, okay, I'm going to buy some more.
So what are you going to do? Wait for him to get to 4,000, then do it again?
Yep, and then I'll have to just boost it up to 10,000. See, competition is good, though. It's helping Shade to grow.
Interesting times. Okay, Anj, how are you doing getting sorted there? Are you good to go?
It's working.
Okay, I can hear you, but I'm not hearing you real clear, so let's see what happens.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Every month there is coffee day whereby like everybody there's no cars basically allowed from like 7 a.m. to like 11 a.m. although on some occasions it will last until the evening. So like last Sunday was one of those, so this was a quick post talking about it, but inside there's another post I had made last year that I really went into detail. So yeah, it's that, and then some of the reward cards I had gotten for Steam Masters, but yeah, that's all.
Car free day. So you do a bit of a eclectic type of a post, don't you? You'll start off on one topic and then move to another one. So it's almost like a U-log.
U-log. Yeah, maybe, but like sometimes I just feel like if I post too many things in a day, it could be like spammy. So if I can find a way to like make two topics stick together in a post, I'll do it. Like I don't want to post like 3-4 times a day. Yeah.
So a U-log is kind of like it's kind of like a personal journal, but not in the sense that you have to put personal stuff in it. You can just kind of talk about what you want to talk about. That's kind of what you've done here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Basically, that's it.
Dream
Yes,
is
Argento. Yes.
Dream is leaving us. Monkeys needed her. Have a good day, Dream. We'll hopefully see you this evening.
Hopefully. Bye.
Where did that come from, Frank? Oh, the bot. I'd forgotten the question. I'll remember eventually. All right, Sarge, you're up. Thanks, Frank. I'll take a look at that.
Yeah, I appreciate that link too. Thank you.
And Sarge is needing to get his link. He's working on that. Yeah, it's taking him a moment. Looks as though that storm went by. I just had one more flicker of the lights, and it wasn't enough to take the connection down. Peanut butter cups, protein and sugar. Well, I said that we've got one great big long rumble of thunder going on. Well, yeah, everything has to be with coffee.
Well, I figured Wes would be having lemon cake, which he made the other night.
Maybe that's going to be lunch. Crap?
Yeah, lemon cake with lemon icing. That sounds.
I forgot about that crap.
How can you forget lemon cake?
That's
Alien.
sacrilege.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, can't remember. Can't imagine somebody forgetting they had lemon cake.
Stop bragging, Wes. Stop bragging.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Frank. Serge must be having trouble getting his link together. James is in to see us today for a change.
Well, James was here a while ago and then he disappeared. I'm glad to see him back.
We haven't forgot you, Serge. Oop. Serge must be having problems. He just dropped out. I saw him typing and then he stopped and now he's gone out completely. Stephen has joined us. Did anybody else got anything they'd like to present?
And there's Sarge back. Hang on, maybe he'll be able to.
Yeah, he might yet. Okay. shared the effort of this bunch before. My newest thing I love on Steam. A small group of folks who share their music with my account, with the account MyTunes. Frank's very involved with this initiative. Draker Noise takes the music shared, makes a playlist on YouTube. Maybe other folks might like to check it out. Thank you, Shadows Pub, for hanging in there and hosting the best curation effort on our blockchain. So, oh, I got a 404 on that. What happened? That's odd.
I did too. Let me check the.
Oh, I think I see the problem.
It's a little colon at the end. Oh, no, it's not.
No, for some reason, the link changed. No, I got 404 on that too. Oh, this is weird.
I've got it. There
Good.
was a colon PYPT on the end.
Ah, that's what Artemis was talking about.
Yeah. Oh, and Sarge caught it and corrected it in the chat too. So.
Okay, so there's kind of a sub tribe for Creative Coin called Sonic Groove that has just been created. It's another tribe, and it's just for music. And I did make sure that this one got put in on the list of musicians that received the token. Yeah, I need a pencil for that cassette.
That's really cool that you got them included in the list for the token receiver.
When I mentioned it to Azaria, she had seen it, but she hadn't thought about them. So she went back and checked them out again. All right. Thanks, Sarge. And Frank, you're up. Okay.
Hear me now.
I can hear you. Well, I lost you. Try again.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, this push to talk thing is driving me crazy. So anyway, I have since I can talk now, one of the nice googly posts that came up this week, from Mappa. I think she's from Colombia or something. She makes these really funky animations. She posts them like every other day even, so she puts a lot of work into these. At the bottom of the post, you'll find a YouTube video with some interesting techno music under it, which she also makes herself. So it's a little googly fest of DIY arts and animation. Go check her out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't normally look at posts that aren't English. That's my bias.
It's all about the images and the videos, so you don't even.
Yeah, there's enough
If
graphics in
you
there.
translate the text, yeah. If you translate the text, it doesn't even make sense to me. So
Oh,
I just
really?
enjoy it for. Yeah, I don't know. This is the stories are kind of weird, and Google Translate makes it even weirder.
That's just Google, man. You ought to try Google Maps.
Not much else to translate with. Unless you happen to be a native speaker, in which case you don't care. Yeah, Mo did some cool stop action. It'd be nice to see her do some more. Those do take some time and effort to do, that's for darn sure. Is Opera its own translate option, Wes, or is it using Google? as extensions. Part of her post translated with Google. Jump, jump everywhere. The meadow goes behind. Wants to take it. When he finally grabs it, they become an imaginary shaped being. Red bug and badly smoked meadow. Now they're fantastic character. The elegant man crowns him. Yeah, you're right. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, that could be what it is poetry. If you knew the full dialect and was translated properly, it would probably make some sense.
Yeah, that's a good point. Poetry doesn't always translate so well from one language to another.
It's probably hard for the algorithm to pick up the context. Because it's kind of dependent on the surrounding words. Well, he couldn't really use it because he usually reads them and he wouldn't have to be able to read it in English.
But it would be so funny.
No, it wouldn't. What have you done there, James?
I love that. What have you done there?
Google translates phrases, not the nuanced. Very true. It gives you access to, you know, a lot more stuff because you're able to do the Google Translate, but it does make a difference. The Opera options. Yeah, my question was, is it Opera building it in to its own, or is it Opera using the Chrome underlying? Translate via Urban Dictionary. I bet you that'd be different. So, does anybody else have something they want to share? So they're basically Google as well. Google does a lot better than it did, and it probably will improve even more. But it's still kind of crazy at times. Okay, Artemis, I think you have one. So, Stephen, if you have a post that you'd like to present, if you put that icon like Artemis just did, then I'll know that you would like to take a turn.
So this is Shadow's thoughts on the upcoming Hard Fork 21. I haven't finished reading it yet, but it's really good so far.
Yeah, I was kind of having a little vent in my head and I threw it out onto paper. Well, screen. Which is probably some of what prompted some of my earlier comments about the hard fork. Thank you, Artemis. Okay, Stephen. So, just like Artemis just did, go ahead and drop your link. Yeah, drop your link into the channel and then come on voice and tell us about it. Yeah, current is good. Good point, James. You got your link handy there? Oh, okay. Well, we're waiting on Stephen right now, so you've got a little bit of time to get your link. Oh, Oh, now Wes is taunting us with lemon cake. Thanks, Wes. Love you too.
Sorry.
Artemis, say what you think.
Oh, God.
They look really good.
Where'd you go, Steven? Don't get shy on us. We haven't bit you anybody yet. Artemis is gonna go get some lemons. Any on special this week? Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I'm still getting some.
And Stephen, I'll be more than happy to help you grab a link if you'll tell me which post.
I'm wondering if we've lost him. I haven't seen him typing a little bit. I've been watching for. Are you still with us, Steven? Ah, I see him typing now. Got disconnected. Ah, that happens. Okay, you got a link? Okay, coming through now. Phil says he swears he saw comments of the DDS Cloudflare. Yeah, I saw that this morning when I went to load a few.
And a lot of the day yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, Steven, can you come on voice and tell us about your post here? I hope you're set up for push to talk.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello, good evening.
You
Can you
got it.
hear me?
I can hear you. Tell us about your post.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello.
I can hear you. Apparently you can't hear
Can
us.
seems to hear nobody.
Kitty girl's typing away there. I think she's telling him that we can hear him. Steven, can you hear us? Hello, Steven. Yeah, go ahead and talk. Come on, Steven. Hello?
He must be having connection issues. He's actually been in other curation shows like for Whale Shares before, so it's probably just as.
Yeah, he's apparently not hearing, but he's also probably not seeing the text. I may have to mute him and move on. If he's not responding to the text and not responding to voice. Yeah, maybe he needs to refresh his connection or something. Aliens, yeah. Okay. While he's doing that, Sarge, are you ready to go? Okay. One of my esteemed witnesses, just a very thoughtful post, worthy of a read and watch. I know what is right and good about Steam, at least in my opinion. Oh yeah, this is one of Jack's on a roll posts. Yes, don't go doing any mansplaining. hopefully Stephen is able to come back and tell us about that post. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was anxious to hear him talk about it. It looks like he made
an animation.
There he is. Welcome back, Stephen.
Try your voice again, Stephen. Crickets. Oh, Stephen, try your voice. He's typing something there. Technology's wonderful, eh? Ah, his network sucks. Huh. Looks like we got Bluefin back in the text. We counted you, Blue. Kind of figured you got disconnected. So, Stephen, I think just for the fact that you put the effort in and you did actually have a post, we are going to give you credit with your PYPT attendee role. And hopefully next time it'll actually work a little better for you. Okay, Zeke, are you going to have an easier time of it?
Well, I can't make any promises.
Okay.
But there we go. It cannot be a Pimp Your Post Thursday without pimping a thoughtful daily post.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, the kitty girl shows the way on that one for sure. And every Thursday I go, oh crap, that's right. I've got a list of them of little gems of wisdom that are bestowed upon me, or stuff that works well that I write down. And so Thursday I go, oh crap, I should have done this already. So I did that today using Partico, which is kind of cool to do it remotely, or I guess mobilely. And today I was trying to figure out what's really worked for me recently, dealing with people just not trying kind of gets on my nerves. And, that not trying when you're in a team atmosphere just ruins everything. But, people are dealing with problems, or they're struggling with, lack of confidence and not knowing they can be a part of a team. So all you really got to do is try. And I found a good way to get people to try is to just say, okay, you know what? This is what I'm doing. Why don't you just meet me halfway? Because then they can see that you're showing the example. You're in it to help them. You're not just trying to hang them. And all they have to do really is try and just try to meet people halfway. So that's my positive thought of the day.
All right. Yeah. People that are just kind of trying to hold on to the edges of a team and just ride along on his coattails become a bit of an irritant. And we see that the people that were involved in the foundation and the second working group. First working group was to elect the second working group. The second working group ended up being, I think it was supposed to be 8 or 9 people, and there was like 3 people did anything. And most of them made no bones about the fact that they were not putting any effort in.
Or it would drop in every once in a while and just cause more problems.
Yes, that too.
Listen, if you're going to be gone for 2 weeks, I would rather you just not say anything. Don't just stop in for an hour and be a pain.
Yeah, there's definitely a few of those around.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Nice work, Zeke.
Thanks.
Zeke Thoughts. Woo, that sounds like a brand.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. Doggone it, people love me.
Well, there you go. Somebody has to. All right, Sarge. Are you ready with another one, or should we be killing a little time while you get ready? And he's typing. Still got a little bit of thunder roaming around the edges here. Kill time. Talk among yourselves. Poor time gets assaulted so much. Okay, Bluefin, go ahead while Sarge is getting himself sorted.
So this is for all you photographers out there. This is a black and white photo contest. I do this. Axeman does quite a few contests, photo contests, and I enjoy participating, if for no other reason than to see some of the amazing photography out there. But if you are a photographer, go take a look, read, and see if you want to participate. And if not, take a look and give some love to some of the contest entries. Always fun.
Yeah, there is some good ones there. That one that Deranged is doing every week
Yeah, yep.
has some interesting results.
Always.
Interesting the difference between black and white and color, where your focus ends up going.
Right, and there are some who take a photo and then turn it into black and white, but you can see when you shoot in black and white, and your brain thinks in terms of black and white, and you specifically shoot a photo because you know it's going to make a good black and white photo. You can tell that difference. You're specifically looking for the contrasts and sharp color differences. That's always fun.
Something I haven't noticed showing up in the Creative Coins section yet is any tutorial type posts about how to do good photographs.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I've noticed that.
I have.
Well, good photos. I don't know that. I know how to do photos.
Well, if you look at some of those photos that show up under Creative Coin, just doing basic photos would be good. There's some people that think all they got to do is snap the nearest thing they can look at and call it photography so they can put it in Creative Coin.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's a difference between just that man on the street, take a quick photo and document your day versus, in particular, Axeman and sometimes Deranged Visions. You'll see some of them that are deliberate photo shoots, and they really are mindful about creating some nice art.
Yeah. We were talking in here last week. Deranged was here last week, and he was saying that he didn't really want it. If he'd had his druthers, the flower themed contest was something that he was kind of hesitant about doing. And so when I asked him why, he said, because, everybody and their brother will shoot a flower. It doesn't mean they can do it well. And it's funny how much I've noticed the difference between really good shots of flowers and ones that are really mediocre to bad. Yes, Doreen is another good guy. So go for it, Sarge. Thank you, Blue.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I'm glad you're all here. I'd be sitting here lonely. Okay. Finally, at the end, I will do a super self-aggrandizing share. Some of the old-timers will get that reference. A walk and talk from Sarge. Still ain't figured out how to post my actual exercising with the ActiveFit thingy. Ah, did you walk upside down? Because you look like you're kind of walking and hanging on the ground. Did you have your camera upside down or something? Poor Sarge.
Whoops. Whoops. How does the hat stay on? I don't understand.
He's
He's a
probably got
wizard.
it glued on. Oh, wizard, that'll do it. He hit the camera upside down. I didn't think it was possible to actually have the camera upside down.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I thought that the camera would just orient itself even if you did have it upside down. Apparently not. And you notice his beard stayed down as well. iPhone. That worked. All right. So don't forget to visit the posts, leave a comment even if you don't upvote, and mention PYPT. Real comments. I may actually listen to that one, just at least part of it, just to watch you talking upside down. Okay, has anybody else got anything they want to present? And we're all quiet. Everybody's happy.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your
A long time since I heard that one. You've been listening to Shadows Pub host, Pimp Your Post Thursday, morning edition from the Ramble. Until next time, it's all about community. And yep, bye, Wilma.